What are also known as the Anunnaki, aliens, vampires, gods, superheroes, reptilians, fish people, angels, demons, elves, drow, Illuminati, the elite, elders, and elect. We're going to look at the Nephilim, the Vanir, the Azir, Valkyries, Amazonians, Proselines, Atlanteans, Vulcans, Romulans, Klingons, wizards, giants, the bloodline, the family, the ruling class, mermaids, mermen, the dragon lords, the shining ones, fairies, spirits, sprites, witches, the fellers, the fallen, the archon, the nomo, the snake people, the serpent race, the Jedi, the Sith, the star beings, lizard kings, saurians, the council, the silicon race, and the watchers. These are all names by which the El have gone by. Okay, so this is the word El. I want to break down this word first. For a more in-depth breakdown of the word El and other words, please check out my video entitled The Secret of the Elves. The Secret of the Elves. So what you see right here in front of you is the ancient word El. All words, all letters, they stem from pictures, picture form, okay? And then they turned into characters, and then they turned into random lines that don't mean too much. But I want you to look and focus right there in the middle. There's a picture of an ox's head, and that is essentially our letter A or our letter E in English. This is the beginning. We read from right to left in many of these ancient languages. We have the ox head. This symbolizes strength. And then next to that is the El, which it kind of does look like an L, but it is a shepherd's staff. And that symbolizes authority or leadership, sometimes also teacher. So together we have a word picture, and it's pronounced Al or Ale. This is the word that has been usually and traditionally associated with the word God. So whenever we read in our holy books and sacred scriptures and writing, and you come across the word God, typically it's translated from this word right here. This is the root word for other words like Allah and Elohim and things of that nature. The E is a vowel sound. It's usually ah, and it conveys strength. And then the shepherd conveys the shepherd's staff, or the walking stick, or the rod, conveys leader or teacher. So we have the strong leaders. This translated into words like Elohim, El Shaddai, Al, A-L, or Al, like Muhammad Ali, right? The word Ali is just two words. The I, the E part, means my or me, and Al or Al means God, right? Strong leader. So my God is what Ali means. Al-Jabbar, place I've been to. Allah. We also get words like hello, hola, or hola, and aloha, which basically means strength to you. And this used to be the greeting that we would give one another, strength to you, or may the gods bless you, essentially, is what we're saying. Now, whenever we attach the ancient word picture of a hook, the vav, or the upsilon in ancient Greek, whenever we attach this word picture of a hook to be hooked to the L, to be attached to the L, or of the L, associated with the L, we have the word Elu, or Elva. This is where we get the word Elv, or Elvin, or Elf. The word Elu is a real word, and I'm going to get into that here in a minute. The hook is the Vav, and it attaches to L. So you get Elva, or Elu. The Vav is the number 6 in ancient Hebrew and Phoenician. It translates into the number 6. It means attached. It's a symbol of a hook. The letter Vav, the hook symbol, it sort of evolved over time into the letter U, the letter V, the letter W, and often the letter F. They all make similar sounds as language evolved and changed over time. The hook stands for to be attached to something, pertaining to something, or associated with. It means of thee. it evolved into U, W, V, and F in ancient Greek. These are the degrees of Freemasonry. I want you to pay special attention to the 14th degree here. This 14th degree is known as the perfect Elu. Also, you want to look at the 11th, 10th, and 9th degrees, respectively called the Elu of 12, the Elu of 15, and the Elu of 9. Later on, they changed the word Elu into the word elect, which is essentially the exact same word. The Vav, like I said, means to be connected to be associated with, and the ruling class used the Vav as one of their symbols, saying that they are connected to the gods. That's why they use that. It's their connection. They have a connection to the gods. They're hooked onto, they're attached to, they are of the gods. So we've got Maui's hook, and that was a centerpiece of the movie Moana, was Maui's hook. It was this magical hook, and it's directly related to the god Maui, who is essentially Prometheus and Loki and all of these other El or Elven beings or the elite. So we've got Maui's hook, Captain Hook, Saturn's hook, question marks as well. A question mark, we know that the period means this is the end of the sentence, right? But the hook implies mystery. The Grim Reaper has a hook as well. The flux capacitor, one of my favorites. I did show a picture of the flux capacitor on here. Basically, it's a Y, okay? So remember this, because the Y symbol is how you used to write the ancient letter Vav. Early Hebrew, let's check this one out. You can see that it's basically a Y, what we would call the letter Y today, and it evolved over time. In Greek, it ended up becoming sort of an F from this shape here. Pay no attention to why there's the number 9 there, because it actually correlates to 6, not 9. So I don't know why there's a 9 there. But this is the letter Vav, and it looks like the Y. And sometimes it was just drawn like a Y. It just happens to be what makes time travel possible, right? So this Vav, which is directly related with Saturn, who is Kronos, who is the god of time. This is the epicenter of this movie. If it weren't for the Vav, you would have no Back to the Future. So this is the logo for Cyberdyne Systems in Terminator. Cyberdyne Systems is the company that developed Skynet, the net in the sky, and Skynet is a program used by Cyberdyne in order to give artificial intelligence a life of its own, and they end up taking over the world. So Cyberdyne Systems is this corporation. They have a pyramid with a Vav right in the middle of it. My patrons recommended that I check out this movie called Beyond the Sky. So I'd like to share with you a piece of the script from the movie Beyond the Sky. The girl's name is Emily, but when the Native Americans see her and they greet her, they say, "Elu, I'm glad you came. It's been too long." So the guy she's with says, "Elu," and she says, "It's my native name." But I did want to point out that the girl in the movie was named Elle. Just like if you've seen Stranger Things, one of the main characters is also this girl who has these superpowers, and her name is Elvin. The word Elvin translates esoterically to the word Elvin, and the Elvin race are the Elves. On in ancient languages translates into those of. So Elvon are those of the El. In the ancient Germanic languages, they are referred to, probably even modern day, they are referred to as the Alf. The world of the elves, the land or the realm of the elves in Old Norse mythology is Alfheim, which means world of the elves or realm of the elves. We also have the realm of the dark elves, which is Svartalfheim, which means dark elf world, basically. We've got Alf. For those of you who grew up in the 80s, there was a television show called ALF, A-L-F, and it supposedly stood for Alien Life Form. The word related to the elf is Aleph. Now remember that first letter I showed you where it looks like an ox head? That letter is called Aleph, which is just like the word Alf or elf, right? That's the Aleph. They have us consciously saying one word with one meaning, but subconsciously we take in the other meaning of that word. So let me give you an example. The Alfs, right? The elves, the Aleph. Aleph also means first. it translates into the symbol of the olive. The olive, right? It's the exact same word, it's just a different pronunciation. So the symbol for the elves, or the aleph, or the alf, is the olive. Also, the olive branch is symbolic of the line of succession for the elves, or for the elves. So we've got Elv, Alf, Alvin, Aleph, Olive, and Olaf. Olaf is also something that characters are often named in movies and television shows, and it represents the elven race, the ruling class, or the magical.